What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Cracka, which is comics, reviews, awesome movies, comedy, and anything else I think kicks ass. This is continuing my comic book collection that I'm showing off a little bit. As you can see, we went through 2 full boxes of basically Spider-Man and a couple of different limited series. But now we're going to move on to another long box, which is another one of my favorites. Oh yeah. Got a nice Magneto thing up there. Some more stickers. And of course this is from the X-Men card box. And as you can see, it is a long box. So we're going to have quite an adventure with this long box of X-Men. But anyway, enough of the lovely music. Let's get into this. Alrighty. Start off, I doubt I'm going to get through all these in a single episode, so as you know, I'll be doing separate episodes, if I can talk today. This is Giant Size X-Men, which it's not the real one, so don't get your hopes up. It's the milestone, Giant Size X-Men #1. Which again, I'm going to take these out because it's going to make my life a hell of a lot easier. Alrighty. This is the cover of what the original one would look like, but this is the milestone. Unfortunately, I don't have a couple $1,000 to buy the real one, but maybe one day. The next one is Giant Size X-Men Volume 2, which is this one. It's almost kind of a recover of the original. Very cool. And then that was number 3, I'm sorry, and then this is number 4. Sorry about the glare, but doing the best I can. Moving on to X-Men The Early Years. And this is number 4. Just basically, it's all retellings of the first couple issues of the X-Men. Moving on to X-Men First Class, which is actually was a pretty cool book. This is number 1 of 8. Very cool. And here is number 3. This is like a not exactly like a retelling of the old X-Men books, but it's like from a different point of view, I guess would be it. And this is number 7. I mean, technically it's almost the same storyline as the old ones, but they do things a little differently. This is Classic X-Men, which is basically I guess I would call them reprints of the original X-Men stories. Like basically, it's for people who couldn't afford the old expensive ones, so they made Classic X-Men, and it was all retellings. This one I actually have to get a new one of because it was pretty sharp. But this is Classic X-Men number 30. I love the comic. I love the comic, but I also love the cover. I just thought that was really awesome. And this is actually the 3rd comic book I ever got. And as you can see, I read it so much it got pretty destroyed. It's got my imprints of my hands there and everything, but it's just an awesome cover. It's one of my favorite covers of all time. Moving on. And actually that one is about they visit Murder World. So if you do read the X-Men, and you'll know the issue there where they go to Murder World and they fight arcades like robots and stuff. But still very cool. This is number 45. This is a reprint of when Wolverine gets his brown and yellow, well, brown and orange, or brown and whatever you want to call that. I guess I'd call it like a tan, I guess. But anyway, his newer costume. And the first time he's called Logan. This is number 46, which is the continuation of that. Very cool. We got number 49. Again, this is another thing with Murder World. Dr. Doom hires Arcade to fight the X-Men and find their weaknesses and stuff like that. It's number 50, continuation of Murder World. I thought the murder world concept stuff on the X-Men was just awesome. It's like basically the danger room, but they can kill you. This is number 51, another continuation of the murder world thing. There's Dr. Doom. This is number 60, which is like a retelling of the Brood. Uh, 63, where Storm becomes a vampire. Number 66. Again, I think this is with the Brood. Something like that. Number 75. This is a reprint of when Rogue first joins the X-Men. And we're going to move on to a new one. This is the new X-Men. Which, this is number 151. My fiance actually loves this one because she thinks Wolverine looks hot in there. But, gotta check those cheeks, I guess. That's what she loves. She always has to ruin the comic by saying they look hot. It's just, it destroys it. This is Extreme X-Men. This is the original series. A lot of people didn't know there was actually a series before the one that's out now. But this is number 003, I guess. Something like that. 2001. This one's got, well, it's got the Beast in it. Very cool. And as you've seen, I'm gonna just get up and grab it anyway because it'd be good to place it there. Bear with me. This is the new Extreme X-Men, number 1, which I'm basically just gonna put it in there with the old one. Saves me some space. Next up is X-Men Unlimited. This is number 17. Then we got number 18. And moving on to X-Men Deadly Genesis. This is number 3 of 6. And number 6 of 6. And moving on to the X-Men. This is volume 2, or the second series, I guess you would call it, because Uncanny X-Men was originally called X-Men back in the day in the 60s when they came out. And then they later changed it to Uncanny X-Men, and then they remade the X-Men name for a separate title. But that's pretty much what this is. And that's, let me get my divider out of there. But this is the relaunching, I guess. This is X-Men number 1. I have the Magneto cover. I did have a couple of the other ones, but they're in my destroyed section, which eventually I will show when I get down to it. It's the horrors of my comics that have seen better days that got just destroyed, like missing a cover or stuff like that. But this is near mint number 1, which everyone thinks it's worth a fortune, but they really aren't, because there's so many copies of them floating around. You could get them for like 50 cents anywhere. Number 2. But they are good books. They actually are really good reads if you like the X-Men. Number 3. And number 4, which is the first appearance of Omega Red. Number 5. And I skipped to number 8, which is basically when Bishop, well, he was just introduced into the Uncanny X-Men, and this is his first, I think this is his first X-Men appearance. Could be wrong. Number 11. Number 12. Number 13. And this is number 14. This is the Executioner's Song, which actually was a really interesting crossover book, where it basically combined all the different X-Men titles, and They're going after Strife and stuff like that in Apocalypse, and just a big mutant war. But it's pretty cool. I have that one. I also have the one in the original. Its original packaging, which eventually I have to put in some kind of a plastic because I don't want it getting destroyed. But that's what it looked like in the original packaging, and it had a card that came with it. Then we got number 15, which is part 7 of the Executioner song. This one was actually part 3, part 7. Then we got number 16, which is part 11. And then, obviously it's done, but number 17. Then we got number 24. Pretty cool cover. Of course, the hologram issue, number 25. See if I can get the... There you go, there's the hologram. But this is, spoiler alert, but this is when Wolverine loses his adamantium and pretty much, like, dies, technically. But, like, just barely makes it, I guess. It's number 27. We got number 29. Love Archangel. And then, of course, one of the big ones, number 30, where Cyclops and Jean Grey finally get married. After years and years and years and years and years of being engaged, I guess. It's kind of like me. Eventually. Number 33. This actually was pretty cool too. This is it goes deep into like Gambit's kind of past kind of thing, and they explain a lot about Gambit. Number 35. Basically, Cyclops, Jean Grey go to the future. That's why they have those kind of costumes, and come back with some knowledge that they have to stop something. And anyway. Number 72, as you can see, it's one hell of a jump. That must have been when I was a poor episode of me, when I was poor. Still am poor, but not as bad. This is everyone's favorite character, Marrow. Actually, everybody hates her. I didn't think she was that bad, but yeah, what can you do? This is number 80, which is like a foil kind of glossy cover, which I just thought was awesome looking. This is when almost like the original X-Men from Giant Size anyway got back together. As you can see, a team reunited. Very cool. That's one of my favorite X-Men groupings. We got number 82, The Hunt for Xavier. Basically, he's missing, but it's a very interesting storyline, actually. Number 85, where Magneto kind of snaps a little bit again. What a shock. And this is 35 years of the X-Men. Very cool. Number 88, which looks like Xavier's Wolverine. Number 95, which is the Age of Apocalypse. And this is when Death is revealed, one of Apocalypse's horsemen. And now it's 60 years of superheroes. That's pretty cool. Interesting. And spoiler alert, oh my god, I cannot talk. Spoiler alert, Death is actually Wolverine. Moving on to 109. This is the 100-page monster, they call it, which is pretty cool. It was a Christmas issue, as you can see. Very cool book. Number 110. This is where Colossus technically dies, and that's supposedly his ashes that Kitty Pryde is going to spread. But he gets better. Number 163, I just thought was a cool cover. Obviously, you can see Gambit's blind. Very cool. 164, Fighting Sabretooth. 165, which, as you can see, is another Christmas issue. 168. 169, which Wolverine looks like he's moving in on Rogue. Number 170. I believe they're underwater. Yeah, they are. I think. Anyway, couldn't tell you. Number 171. Number 174. And what is this one? Number 178. That was an awesome cover. Wolverine tearing the crap out of a Sentinel. Number 189 with Sabretooth. Wild Child. I think it's Sabretooth. Yeah, it's Sabretooth. Sometimes you can't tell the difference. Number 190 with Mystique and Iceman. Very interesting cover. 192 with Rogue. And we got the variant for number 200. This is the second printing with Gambit. And number 203. Number 213. Which is this was actually an interesting thing too as well with obviously Gambit's past, but you find out in that Gambit issue I showed you with Sabretooth, you find out that Gambit was actually trying to help out Mr. Sinister because Mr. Sinister hired him to take out the Morlocks and all this stuff, and you find out Gambit was technically a bad guy and all this stuff. And then there's 218, and that's pretty much the last of my X-Men. Well, at least X-Men, like regular X-Men. But, let's see if I can... Of course, everything falls down. So, bear with me. Just gonna put that right there. Don't mind me. There we go, okay. Moving on to the X-Men Annual. This is number 14. Which is the first appearance of Ahab. And something else is in here. I can't remember who. There's another first appearance. Just can't remember what it was. Anyway. This is number... I don't even know what number this one is. It just says Marvel Superheroes Summer Special with the X-Men. Whatever. Got a lot of stuff in there. Very cool. And then this was a X-Men one-shot. It's kind of a new version of the old X-Men. But I'm going to stop it there. And still got a lot to go, as you can see. Not even halfway done. But come back for another episode and I'll continue the box. Later.